All right, it is time. It is hot in here. Hold up. It is time. We are doing the review on my kx250F. So for those who don't know, this is my new dirt bike. I just got this a couple weeks ago. It's a 2008 Kawasaki kx250F. And I love it. I'm going to be giving you guys a review on the bike of how I think it, I'm going to be giving you guys a review on the bike. A lot of you guys wanted me to do this a while ago when I first got the bike, but I wanted to get more seat time on the bike before I gave my review on it. Right now I have a couple of hours of seat time on my bike, so I'm going to be giving you my honest, full review on my new bike. Starting off with number one, this is a question that I get asked a lot, is so many of you guys want me to dump a shit ton of money into my bike. I think this bike looks amazing. So for those who don't know, we got this bike 4 years ago. This was my dad's bike, and then I took it over. And once I took it over, I was like, should I spend all the money on getting a new exhaust, new graphics kit, new handlebars? In the future, I definitely will, but as of right now, this is how it's gonna stay. By the way, if you guys don't mind the background noise, these construction workers have been working since 7 in the morning. It stopped, thank God. Anyways, if I am gonna get a graphics kit for it, a graphics kit that I do want to get is I want to get the graphics kit from a company called Backyard Design. Their stuff is actually really affordable. You can customize your graphics kit insanely, like a bunch, and it's only like $200, which is not that bad for a custom graphics kit. But you guys, there is not, another reason why I'm not spending a lot of money, there's not one thing on this bike that is stocked. The exhaust is in stock, handlebars, tires, sprocket, change, graphics kit, seat. There's not one thing on this bike that's stock. And the reason why is because this used to be a pro racer's practice bike. So the Pro Circuit and Kawasaki team have touched this bike before, and that's why there's not one thing on this bike that is stocked. So that's another reason why it's like, I don't need to spend a bunch of money on a bike that already has a bunch of money in it. Let's go over feel really quick, the feel of the bike, comparing it to my 140 to my 250. It's absolutely crazy. The torque on this bike is insane. So I rode at the track a couple days ago, and it was a Grand Prix track. It was my first time riding a Grand Prix track. I did really well. I thought that when I rode last weekend, that was one of the best days I've ever ridden in possibly my entire life. If I was on my KLX 140, I would not have been able to ride on that track. My KLX 140, it's a trail bike. It can't handle the ruts and the turns and the jumps and the whoops as a 250 can. There's just no way. Also, my trail bike had trail bike suspension, meaning everything is super soft. I'll pop up a picture of me landing on the top of a jump. Look how low my suspension is. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy. Now let's compare. So obviously, when it comes to track riding, the 250 wins. Now let's compare it to trail riding. The 250 suspension is obviously stiffer because it has supercross suspension and motocross suspension. It's actually not bad when it comes to trail riding. This suspension is amazing. Obviously, it's not as good as my 140, but we're not going to change suspensions for every time we ride. But it works really well. I feel more confident on this bike because it's bigger and it's faster and it's just better in general. If you guys ever meet my dad, you can ask him this question and he'll give you this answer. What is Moto's least favorite thing about trail riding? And he will say soft sand. Soft sand, I hate soft sand. When I was on my 140 and I was riding in soft sand, I would always fall. My dad's like, you gotta lean back and you gotta gas it, and that's what I did. The 140 couldn't handle the power, it just couldn't. I was in 5th gear, probably bottom of 5th gear, top of 5th gear, just wide open. And the bike would be going so slow, it just couldn't handle it. Also, the 140 had no traction, at all. I rode in soft sand for the first time on my 250. It didn't feel like I was riding in soft sand. It was crazy. sit up a little bit, you lean back and you give it gas, and this bike handles it beautifully, absolutely beautiful. A lot of people are asking me, did I get used to the power of this bike yet? I would say I'm almost there. I'm almost there of getting used to the power and the speed of this bike. I still have more to get used to, but I'm pretty close to reaching my finish line. When I transferred from my SSR 125, which is sitting right here, when I transferred from my 125 to my 140, it took me about 2 days to get used to the power. It's been about 3 weeks with this bike, and I'm still getting used to it, but I'm almost reaching the finish line of me being 100% comfortable on the bike. Knock on wood, we haven't had any problems with this bike. This bike has been amazing. I mean, it's super short and simple. What's my overall review on my bike? Well, if I could rate it on a scale from 1 to 10 based off of looks, sounds, speed, torque, comfort, if I could rate it on all of those topics, my bike I would rate my experience with my bike, my overall review, I would rate it a 9.5 out of 10. That is what I would rate it. There isn't one thing I have to complain about this bike. I'm looking at it. There's not one single thing I have to complain about this bike. There's nothing I can complain about. There's nothing. This bike has been overall great to me. I'm excited for what this bike has to bring for me in the future. Whether this bike decides to kill me, put me in the hospital, whether it's gonna make me have one of the best days of my life, whatever this bike has in store for me, I'm excited to see it. I can't wait to do more riding videos with this bike. Let's talk about this guy over here, the CRF 450R. When are you gonna ride it? Not for a while, guys. I'm not riding a 450 for a while. I will definitely be riding it sometime in like the beginning of 25. But as of right now, I'm kind of just chilling. Like, I don't need any part of that bike. I've only sat on it like 2 times. I've only started it once. Never ridden it. Never done anything to it. And I'm fine with that. I really am. Back to the 250. The bike has been absolutely amazing. It's been insane. And a lot of you guys are asking, how long are you going to have the 250 for? I could see me having this 250 for about 2 or 3 years. And then I'll probably sell it. And, because guys, as much as I love this bike, and as much as I love this bike and how grateful I am to have it, it's a 2008. Eventually, it's going to start having problems. So within the next 2 to 3 years, I will sell it, and I will get my next bike. Whether I stay with Kawasaki, I leave Kawasaki. If I do end up not getting another Kawasaki, I'm thinking of a YZ250 or a TC250. I know Husqvarnas, you can make Huskies look so nice is the thing. A lot of people have good reviews on them, but as of right now, I'm not rushing to any conclusions. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not doing anything. I'm perfectly happy with this bike. If these construction workers would turn off their chainsaw for 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, there's not one thing I complain about this bike. A lot of you guys are asking me, what was the transition from going from a 140 to a 250? It went way better than I thought it would. Way better than I thought it would. I'm not saying transferring from a trail bike to a race bike is always the smartest decision, because it's not. My mom and dad were both like, Andrew, maybe we shouldn't, transfer you from a trail bike to a race bike. Or from a big race bike, I was gonna get a 150, and I got this instead. So transitioning from a trail bike to a race bike always isn't the best idea, but sometimes it works out pretty well. By the way, you guys, right now we are having a Black Friday sale on Moto Daily apparel. Instead of t-shirts being $55, they're $40. Instead of hoodies being $65, they're $50. And you guys are getting free shipping and free stickers with your order. This Black Friday sale ends on December 1st. If you guys have family members that love Moto Daily, that love dirt biking, go ahead and grab some before Christmas, before the holiday season really starts, because it ends on December 1st. By the way, to everyone that has ordered, thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching the video. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. And let me know what videos you guys want to see with my new 250 or the new 450, because I'm down for any suggestions. Maybe not everything, because you guys will probably say some freaky shit, but let me know.